Vega's gonna take you for a live test kit. Both of those things are true. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, a little something. Anyway, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
The glow has
Cool, thank
come
you.
down a lot.
Say what?
The glow has come down a little bit.
Oh, I see. So if I'm talking about it, do I turn this way?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Did anybody ever move my Vosat over for the 10? Okay, I'm so sorry. I got caught up out here and didn't change it. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Smells like straight barbecue. I don't know if he just came from, I don't know, I'm guessing. Do you think people are starting to evacuate? Are you able to move or no?
What do you mean?
Like your camera?
I can zoom past you, that's it.
Okay, that's fine. There's a lot to say, and I don't think they are taking VO over me, so it's like I don't want to just be standing in the camera.
Una quema de pasto supuestamente aprobada por el condado de Béjar en el sur del condado se salió totalmente de control. Esto inició a las 4 de la tarde, son ya las 10 de la noche y se han quemado ya poco más de 400 acres. Hay personas evacuadas.
Jonathan, what we do know is that families are being under an voluntary evacuation if they choose. There is a reunification site here on Apple Road where I am, but it's not one that's been mandated by the city or the county. People have just kind of made their own camp here. We've spoken to a lot of these folks who are either waiting on family members or they live in this neighborhood. They say that they don't feel that they've had enough notice or information. Again, those evacuations are voluntary, but they feel that at the rate that this fire is, 400 acres, 50% contained, they would feel better if some of those evacuations were mandatory. As Jonathan and Mandy told you, there have been no reports of any serious injuries to people or animals and no homes that have been majorly damaged, but people are confused. As I've said, there is a city hall, Elmendorf City Hall, reunification center that's been set up, but that's about 25 minutes away from where we currently are on Applewhite Road. Again, some of the family members that I've spoken to who are standing here waiting for some sort of answer say they would feel much better if there was a reunification site just down the road from here. We are still staying here asking questions and working to get answers on just how this fire started and how things are currently looking. But on this road, Applewhite, as I've mentioned, we've seen a couple of cars come northbound going onto 1604. Again, we'll stay here, continue asking questions, and we'll have another report for you online and on our social media.
Visually, people can tell when you go.
Oh, I was already.
Like, why you just look at his camera?
state representative in this area, and he's a former fireman. And he came from Austin to hear about the fire. He's in session right now with the government. But he came to talk to me about it.
No, that would be great. What was your name?
John Lujan, I'm in South.
Oh, hi, nice to meet you. This is Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hi.
Hey. Yeah, he's talking to me again, but I figured I'd just like former fireman. It's just for the state house. I didn't tell him yet. I got one. Might be. We're going to the command center.
At the, what is it, the high school?
Yeah, I think so. So we're headed there right now. We live down there.
Bueno, las autoridades del condado Béjar
Yeah,
además
when you're done, I'll ask
una
him to
disposición
start
de
to get.
lanzamientos aéreos a través de helicópteros
He doesn't have to come
para
all the way
intentar
into the
sofocar las llamas, así como unidades de
Whatever you
drones
guys want.
y el servicio forestal de Texas
They're
con
gonna take me
sus
live at
excavadoras ahí
10. He said for about 15 minutes, but yeah, I can.
apreciar parte del incendio que se reporta a esta hora en
Okay, I'm
el
glad I
sur
asked you
de
guys.
nuestra ciudad. Es importante mencionar que no se han reportado ni personas ni animales heridos. Tampoco se ha registrado la pérdida
Yeah, my
de viviendas.
aunt and
Lo que
uncles
sí
live in
pudimos
California, so we're
confirmar
worried
con
about
las
them. So I spraying
autoridades
down your roof.
es que
It
un
all takes
bombero
is 20 carry.
resultó afectado por el intenso calor que se estuvo
Yeah, I did. I went to
registrando
Southside High
esta
School.
tarde aquí en el sur del condado.
Sorry, not to say that.
No. Yeah. So this is Somerset is down there, Somerset High School and stuff. And then this is Southside High School down there. But yeah, a lot of my family lives here, but we live in just talking fixing it. But I'm gonna begin. I'll let you.
I care more about
Yeah, as soon as he moves, we'll just do the interview right here.
Oh, my phone. So I can call Cody.
Ya ves, no querías hablar hace rato conmigo, pero ya sabe. Tenés ayuda.
Hey, how long do we have until Vegas
Tú
hit?
también vives allá adentro.
Okay, that's fine. We're getting an interview with John Lujan, and I would rather do that than a live desk hit. Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay, we're good.
Bueno, pues ya escucharon.
They're gonna drop the live desk.
Uno de dos personas evacuadas.
from
Austin.
I went Austin to downtown. I had an event that I went to, and then coming back here, I just been monitoring this, and it bothers me because I'm born in. I mean, I live just down the road from here, so I know a lot of the residents, and some of the residents have called me and were really worried. But everybody's safe, so I'm so thankful for it.
So I don't know if you have any different numbers that we have. We have roughly 400 acres, 50% contained.
50% contained. So when my son said, hey, they want to talk to you, I just called Tatum right now, and there was 300 acres is what they had told me. They said approximately 300 acres, 50 acres outside the containment area, 50%, about 50 acres outside the containment area, but they got that under control. And it looks like there has not been any houses. They didn't want to confirm that because they still got to do some check-in and things. But one barn, it looked like one barn did burn, and of course the ESDs are very confident that they've got it under control. So I think we can let the residents
Right
know.
here?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Perfect. And then I'm ready when you are.
Well, I'm sure I don't have to tell you, but if you'll just look at me the entire time.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the first thing I want to say is you've told me you're from this area. This is your district. It's home for you. So what is this like seeing such a large fire happening here?
Well, I was in Austin earlier today, and then when I came back, I had an event in San Antonio downtown. And when I heard about this, I started monitoring it right away because I have family, I have a lot of friends out here. I've lived many, many, many years out here. I know the residents. In fact, some of the residents that are just down this road where the fire's at called us, and they were really concerned. And I happened to call Tatum, hey man, are we doing everything? And man, they're just doing a great job. I'm real thankful for our ESD firefighters. Those guys are just gung-ho. They're doing a great job. They got in there, did some stops. I just talked with Tatum right before we came on air right now just to make sure I get all the right stuff. They said a little over 300 acres is what they have burned, and about another 45, 50 acres just outside the containment, but they say they feel confident on that. The other thing is we don't have any houses that are burnt. That's good. And that hasn't been fully confirmed yet because they still have some areas to check. So, I'm hoping it stays that way. No houses. There is one barn that was confirmed, a barn that had got caught in the fire. But we just have to be diligent because with all this heat, dry grass, I'm thankful that the wind is going down a little bit so we don't get too much spread. But once they got on it and once I was hearing the chiefs talk from ESDs and some of the procedures they're doing, it looks really good. They're professionals and they're doing a great job.
So you feel that the ESD's fire crews are fully prepared and able to handle this situation?
Yeah, I'm real thankful because our ESDs out here are a close unit, men and women that serve there. I've got to know them. I've been to the stations, and I don't want to say they enjoy this, but man, they look for the opportunity to really serve and help people and save houses and save lives, and they're doing what they train to do.
You guys had another stop after you planned on leaving here. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was just worried because my mother and my father just lived down the road. My brother and sister live down the road. I have family that lives, and they were concerned because they had saw some glowing. And then, you know how things go. I come out here and it's kind of not real close to their house, so they could see a glow, but I told them they're safe, and they were outside watering their house just in case. So this is scary for a lot of people out here. And this is evidence of putting into practice what the fire department trains all the time to do. And I'm a retired San Antonio firefighter. I was a firefighter for 25 years, and I know that this is what they train to do, and they enjoy serving the public. And so I'm glad we have them.
I'm sorry.
No,
For
no.
someone who has experience working with fire in general, what is it like being in the heat of a moment situation like this?
In the heat of the moment, it's really scary, especially with this dry grass. And you might be fighting at one area, but if the wind picks up and blows embers, the fire can start right behind you. So being real vigilant on where the fire is, how you're putting it out, and then really truly containing it to prevent the spread, that's the key. And these guys out here, the ESDs, probably are trained a little bit better than even inside the city because they have to train with this type of conditions.
And wrapping up, we've talked to a couple of families out here who were concerned because there were voluntary evacuations and they didn't understand why they weren't mandatory and why people weren't being forced to leave. But could you, as someone who has experience, explain like where the line is between an evacuation that's mandatory versus voluntary?
Yeah, if we would have had conditions of like very, very windy, or we would have had something different, I know the chiefs would have done a different tactic. But when you do this voluntary evacuation. That's to be on the safe side. But that all that is telling the public is that the fire department feels they can handle it, but they'd rather you leave just in case something got out of control. But I guarantee you, if the wind was blowing any faster, if this was probably in the heat of the day, there'd probably be mandatory evacuation. Then that's a chief's call to make sure for safety purposes.
And is there anything you want to say that I haven't asked you already?
No, I just think we just need to be real careful and vigilant at this time when we have this much dry conditions and the heat that we're having. We have to be vigilant on what we're doing so that we don't start fires. And then if we see fires starting, that we can get those reported real quickly before they get out of hand.
Thank you so much. It was great to meet you.
And I just came by here, I just wanted to just double check, make sure everything was good. And like I said, my mom and dad, they're panicking. It's not really that bad over there, but they could see the globe. Look at that.
It was bigger from here earlier.
Yeah.
So I could understand.
Yeah. But look at that. You can see the good glow over there. That bothers me when you see it growing too much. If that catches a house or something.
Because earlier I was standing here and he had the shot set up behind me, and it was like a halo over my head, and it was just like glowing orange. But it's gone down significantly.
But that might have also been because you're a good girl, and you get that.
That's exactly right. Exactly. I prefer a little more white in my halos, but that's okay.
There you go.
No, I was laughing.
More crowns.
Yes. Your son was like, well, I haven't told him yet, but I think he'll want to come talk to you. And I was like, that's exactly what I would do if it was my dad too. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for talking to us. I appreciate
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You guys be safe and tell your parents and family not to worry too much. Hopefully.
Yes, ma'am.
been
sure.
running around.
Yeah, I was.
Oh wow, I've never seen it spelled like that.
Oh yeah, that's why I always text it to people. It's wild.
That's cute.
Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure I have the address pulled up because I can never remember. Okay.
So you'll just look at me the whole time.
Okay.
So will you spell your first and last name for me?
Yeah,
please?
Deja Petruska, Dayziah, last name Petruska.
And what's your official